Hello, West Ham Network. It is Holly, and I'm here with your Hammers headlines for today, Tuesday, the 12th of December 2023, run in association with the brilliant guys at KUMB.com. As we sneak closer to the January transfer window, reports are starting to fly in of interest in various players, both incoming and outgoing, as well as a little bit about managers. So we have a fair bit to cover today. So let's jump straight into your Hammers headlines. First up, Maxwell Cornet could be setting up a January move away from West Ham, with Takvim reporting that his agents have made contact with Fenerbahce. So the Turkish newspaper has said that the leaders of the Turkish Super League are keen to find a backup on their wings in January, and Cornet is said to have been put forward to their club as an option. So when we've seen Cornet play recently, he's looked pretty exciting, in my opinion, and I know that I've been desperate to see him be given a lot more game time, particularly when Ben Rama hasn't been offering anything for us on the wing. But how long is he going to stay when he's not being given any opportunities and can't really do any more to prove himself? That said, will he actually want to go to another club where he isn't necessarily first choice and kind of start the same process again of trying to impress a manager that doesn't probably see him as first choice? Similarly, while I would be sad to see him leave, as I don't think he's been given a fair chance to show what he can do, we've obviously seen glimpses of it, but he just needs more game time to be able to show if he is capable of what we hope he is capable of. It would be another player off the wage bill that at the moment, quite frankly, we are literally not using. So as a reminder, we signed him for £17.5 million from Burnley in August, and he has only had 15 Premier League appearances, starting just 2 of these. So we're really not utilising Paul Cornet. But do I want to see him leave West Ham? Absolutely not. In my opinion, he is a strong option and potentially our best in that position at the moment. In fact, definitely, I think he is our best in that position at the moment. But it's not come as a surprise that he's not willing to sit on the bench for much longer. And then, to complicate things further, Cornet is also likely to be called up for the Ivory Coast in AFCON, which makes him even less desirable for other clubs looking to come in because they're probably looking for backup during AFCON as well. And obviously, it also means we're not going to be able to use him during that period, making it even harder for him to potentially break into Moyes' starting 11. So do you think we should be playing Cornet in an effort to keep him at the club while we can before AFCON begins? Let us know your thoughts. For your second story, Pochettino has made it clear that he does not see Armando Broja as the answer to Chelsea striker issues, paving the way for yet another West Ham approach this January. We have been linked to this Chelsea forward more times than I can remember at this point over multiple years. Comes up every window, basically. But as Chelsea sit 3 points below West Ham in the league, 3 places below West Ham in the league, it's becoming clear that Chelsea are going to have to make further investments if they want to finish in the top half of the table, despite the fact that they have invested in long-term deals for ridiculous numbers of expensive players over multiple transfer windows. This was something we were actually chatting about, and I won't go into too much detail in this video. We were chatting about this at the start of the window, that the start of the season, that spending all this money and investing long term, if players don't work out, it really can backfire, and you end up trying to get players off the wage bill. So here we find ourselves in this situation. But recent comments have made it increasingly likely that Broja will be keen to move elsewhere, as well as Chelsea being happy to let him go in the hope of improving their league position. Broja started against Everton. He was taken off in the 67th minute, with Poch basically criticising his team's inability to score, saying that they basically have to learn to score, otherwise there is no hope of their team winning. He also spoke about how many chances they'd had throughout the game, and combining this with subbing off Broja, it is likely to feel pretty personal to him. On top of this, Poch clearly just does not rate him. He's played 1 minute, 21 minutes, 9 minutes and 13 minutes since his return from a knee injury before this game. We'll chat about the knee injury in a little bit more detail as well, because that's my main fear. And Chelsea are also on the brink of financial fair play regulations, meaning their only hope of strengthening the squad is to offload some of their players first, get some players off the wage bill, try and recover some money, with obviously Broja being a pretty obvious one to try and get rid of for them. Now, for us, a striker is a key position, but is Broja the answer to this? In my opinion, he isn't. He has struggled to make an impact with the little game time he's been offered. But what concerns me most is that he did tear his cruciate ligament, an injury that you see often be kind of career-ending or sometimes career-changing, shall we say, where people don't come back the same, and it's just an ongoing issue that you do have to manage. He came back for 3 games, and then he suffered a knee problem, which obviously was going to be the same thing, for another 3 games. And then he hasn't played like more than 20 minutes, apart from the most recent game, I think it was. So do we need an injury-prone striker entering our side on high wages? My opinion, I don't think so. And the other thing that I worry about is, does Pochettino not rate him, and that's why he's not getting much game time? Or is he concerned about the state of his knee still? He's trying to get him some game time, hope for a bit of a miracle, and then offload him to another club for higher wages. I would be slightly concerned that that could also be the case. So let us know your thoughts in the comments. Would you want to see Broja? If we could get him on an absolute bargain, would you want to see Broja? Or is the injury and the fact that he's not hit the ground running too much for us to risk over at West Ham? Do we need this? Oh, I did a terrible job of pressing that button there. My laptop froze. So finally, Carrick interest. After our 5-0 loss to Fulham, it appears that Moyes' days at the club are limited, unless by some absolute miracle he can really, really, really turn things around very fast. And a West Ham board source has been told that Michael Carrick is being seriously considered as a potential replacement. So when Moyes was under pressure last season, we were linked to the Middlesbrough manager, and it's been reported that he has been approached now by an intermediary about whether he would be interested in the West Ham job in summer should Moyes leave. So it's interesting to hear as well. Obviously, it seems to be more of a long-term thing that we're scouting out potential options, and that it doesn't look as though it will be before summer unless something changes. Be interesting to see what needs to change for that to hurry up. So we shall see with that. But for anyone that is curious about how Carrick is doing, Middlesbrough are currently 12th in the Championship, having won 8, drawn 3 and lost 9. So for me, it's an absolute no-go because he's clearly struggling in the Championship at the moment. They have been scoring a fair number of goals, but they're also regularly conceding, so they're just not picking up the points. And a lot of the games they've lost recently have been against teams that are in the bottom half of the table, basically just highlighting a lot of inconsistencies. They did play some good football last season, for anyone that saw it, but they were forced to sell quite a lot of their key players over the summer and have since struggled a fair bit. However, he does have the chance to still save Middlesbrough. There is time. They sit only a few points away from the playoff spots, so there is hope. But the question that I have for you, first of all, Carrick, yes or no? I feel like we should probably be setting the bar higher when we're concerned that we're mid-table in the Premier League and then we're looking at someone mid-table or lower in the Championship. Probably not the upgrade that we're hoping for. But the question that I've actually got for you is, how far afield should we be looking for a new manager, and what matters most to you? Do they need to be currently managing a top-tier side for you to be happy with them coming into our club? Or would you be happy to drop down a league, say, but in search of a manager if they can currently demonstrate good form and that they're absolutely battering everyone in the Championship, for example? So drop us a comment and let us know what you reckon with that. So there you have it. Those are your Hammers headlines for today. And thank you, as always, for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give us a thumbs up so that we know that you've enjoyed it. And of course, don't forget to leave a comment. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure if you fancy becoming a member of the channel, we would love to see you there as well. And keep enjoying all the Advent calendar videos where we have a video going out every single day. And all you have to do is be a subscriber and comment on one of the Advent calendar videos to be entered into the draw for some amazing prizes for that. There is a prize every single day of these Advent calendars. You have 24 chances to win. Well, I say that, it's the 12th. You have 12 more chances to win. So go and make the most of that. Thank you so much for watching. As always, have a brilliant day. And until next time, come on, you Irons.